Welcome to She Trusts Herself, the podcast for women who are learning to trust themselves, honor their inner voice, and choose themselves without guilt. I'm your host, Tashleem, author, guest speaker, and certified human design reader. Together, we'll explore overcoming self-doubt, building deep self-trust, personal growth, and stepping into the next version of yourself with confidence. Welcome back. In today's episode, I want to talk about how you define success and how it can impact the way that you see yourself. If you determine how successful you are based on external metrics, such as how well your social media platform is going based on the number of followers you have, or a goal that you've achieved is based on how well it's been received by others, then chances are you may feel like you've failed, even though to others you look highly successful. It's about deciding what your definition is and also whether it's something that you may want to look at reframing. I was having a conversation the other day, and I've written 2 books, this podcast, multiple social media channels, a business, but there's still a part of me that doesn't feel successful. Others from the outside looking in would likely say I'm successful and I've achieved a lot. And part of me knows that to be true, but the reason why I don't feel successful is because I'm measuring the success of my achievements and my accomplishments based on how it's been accepted and received by others. With my first book, that was an achievement to become an author. It's not an easy process whether you go through a publisher or self-publish. I chose to self-publish, so immediately with that I went, it was easy for me to write a book because I self-published. I didn't have to wait for a publisher to reject or accept my manuscript. I chose to do it all myself. Then came the sales, or in my view, the lack of sales. Because it's not an international bestseller, my mind goes, I'm not successful because I haven't sold millions of copies of my book. Then came my second book. And when I wrote that, I tried to change my mindset around that. I shared openly about the writing journey and getting it edited on social media. I also spoke about it on a podcast, the whole writing process. And when I finally got to hold a copy of my book in my hands, I had tears in my eyes because I was just so proud of myself. The metric that I used to determine my success in that moment and what I allowed myself to be proud with was different. I went, I'm successful because I have written this book and I'm so proud of myself. It didn't matter about what came after that because I measured it on doing the thing. If you're someone that likes to be in control, measuring success on what's within your control, such as achieving the goal, is quite handy. Because if you're relying on how other people are going to perceive it, then you may find yourself disappointed because maybe your expectations are high or they don't live up to it. Don't get me wrong, I know how hard it is to limit the expectations that you have of other people or get rid of them completely. It's just about reframing the way that you look at success. And sometimes when you can make it something that's within your control, then it becomes a little bit easier. There's 2 types of success, and the first one is outcome-based success. So this is based on external factors. That's where you measure it by, did people buy it? Did it go viral? Did I hit the number that I wanted? This definition is volatile because it depends on other people's behavior, timing, algorithms, marketing conditions, visibility, sometimes luck, and you can do everything right that's within your control and still feel like you failed. That is one of the worst feelings in the world. It's definitely something that I've experienced, especially with my books, and I've had to do a lot of work around that to go, but I'm successful because I've done this thing and no one can take that away from me. The next type of success that we have is what I like to refer to as process-based success. So that's the internal. That's when success is about, did I show up the way that I wanted to? Did I grow or learn from this? Did I honor my intentions and my core values? Did I feel proud of myself as I moved through this process? This definition and way of looking at success is a lot easier to attain in the sense that it is dependent on you, your effort, your personal integrity, your courage, your resilience, your determination to do things. When you are someone that is a high achiever, it gives you that internal validation to know I am enough, I am worthy, and I am successful irrespective of what the outcome is. That also helps you to lower those expectations because you already feel successful regardless of what the outcome is to other people and how it's perceived and received by them. If your definition of success is based on external things, then sometimes you can feel anxious while you're creating it. And it also fuels that doubt of, oh, I think this is a great idea, but what if other people don't like it? Also a pressure to perform at a certain level. So if you feel that people are perceiving you as someone that's super organized and capable, you want to make sure that you live up to their expectations. Sometimes you can feel disappointed even when you're proud, because you're proud of the outcome and what you've achieved, such as achieving the goal, but you're disappointed because it didn't get the result that you thought it would. It can also feel like you're chasing the next thing. So you're never giving yourself that opportunity to celebrate what you've just achieved because you're on to the next thing straight away. And your worth is based on a numerical value, whether that's financial, how many followers you have on social media, how many things you've sold. In comparison, if you base your definition of success on something that's internal to you, then you can feel proud of the process and the person that you've become throughout it. You can feel really sure in your decisions because you're not overthinking. You're connected to your why and the reason you're doing it. It feels a lot more purposeful. It's not for others, it's for you. You can feel satisfied before the outcome arrives because you know you're working towards it, and it doesn't matter what happens at the end. You're just proud of yourself for getting through that. And also being a bit more resilient when things don't go to plan, because you don't go into woe is me mindset, the victim mentality, because you're looking at solving the problems and like, okay, this has happened, what can I do? I still want to feel successful and I really know my reason for doing this and I want to keep going. If you're wanting to look at it differently, then I'd encourage you to look at why did you or do you want this goal? Asking yourself questions about what part of you wanted to grow and achieve this thing. What did you want to prove to yourself, or was it just about proving something to others? What did you want to experience? What version of yourself are you trying to become and embody? And also, why you want this in the first place? There have been things in my life that I've achieved previously, such as a university degree. And looking back at that now, I know that I 100% wanted to achieve that because I thought having a university degree would make me look more attractive to employers and also for my parents to be proud of me. And so I could say, yeah, my highest level of education is a bachelor's degree. I just assumed that's what everyone needed to do to become successful and enter the job market. I didn't realize that there were other avenues. And looking back, potentially I may have done something different, but I can't go back and rewrite the past. So it's just a lesson for future me. When you're working through that attainment of a goal, I want you to think about how you feel during the process. Do you feel proud? Do you feel like you're learning and growing in some way? Do you feel like you're becoming more of yourself? So for instance, when I wanted to start this podcast, I knew it was something that was going to test me. And I had spoken at events previously, I've written books, so I have the knowledge there. But what I wanted to really test myself with was to see how I would go coming up with an episode each week. Doing the editing was going to be something that would stretch me because I haven't really done video editing since high school, which is many years ago now. And I thought, no, I really want to share my voice and have an opportunity to speak in a longer platform compared to quick social media reels and captions and carousel posts that people don't always read. Another thing to ask yourself is, did you show up the way that you wanted to and are wanting to? So are you honoring your core values? How's your mindset? How is your commitment to what it is that you're wanting to achieve? What are you learning about yourself in the process? And sometimes it's about releasing control or knowing that it's okay to fail forward, so to speak, where you are making some mistakes but learning and growing as you're going. That's all part of the process too. Something that's really helped me with reframing my definition of success and the way that I look at it is thinking it's not
the moment, the goal. Being successful isn't about the moment itself when you attain the goal or the thing. It's about the person that you became on the way to achieving that goal. It's also not about what happens after that. By all means, you can be deemed successful to other people based on the business that you've grown. It may be a certain metric that people measure it by how profitable a business is. But for you, maybe success looks like how much of an impact you've made in other people's life and the ripple effect and the story that you've created behind it. So thinking about, okay, what do I want my personal definition of success to be? And then working towards that. I just want you to know that you can choose a definition that feels right for you. It is subjective, which means that you can have your own version of success, and it can be ever changing too. When I was growing up, I used to think success was how much money you had in the bank account, and wealth was just about money. Whereas now I go, okay, success is about how I feel within myself. Do I feel worthy? Do I feel like I'm showing up and giving my best as often as I can? Am I doing the things that I really enjoy doing? Am I creating a life that I genuinely want to be leading and creating a legacy in the process that I will be proud of leaving? The answer to that is yes. In my early 20s, that answer would have been different. Recently hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I could have easily swept that under the rug and gone, oh, whatever, like it's not a big deal. But for me, that's something that I've been working on, is trying to grow my audience. And that felt like a really nice moment to celebrate. It was a external metric, yes, but it just reinstilled in me what you're doing is working. I was really proud of myself, so I gave myself permission to celebrate that. And I hope that you can celebrate yourself in the process and be proud of all of the accomplishments and achievements that you have had so far in your life. And I have no doubt that there is more to come. But you're allowed to be proud of yourself and feel successful, and it's up to you to define what success looks and feels like for you.
And that's a wrap on another episode. If this one resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future conversations, and share it with someone else who's learning to trust herself again. You can connect with me on Instagram, Tash, where I share more about self-trust, personal growth, and human design. If you'd like to go deeper, you can explore my books and offerings, all designed to support you as you build self-trust and step into the next version of yourself with confidence. Until next time, please remember that you are not too much or too little. You're just you. Keep choosing yourself.